Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook land? It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. Guess what, y'all? We back with another live stream, man. Listen, if y'all thought last week was something, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. We're about a week removed, right, from this whole Will and Jada debacle. But y'all, so much more stuff has come out day after day. And I know a lot of people tired of hearing about it, but I think there's still a lot that we can learn from this situation. So we're going to dive into it tonight. So what I need y'all to do, first thing is to like the video. Second thing I need y'all to do is to share the video with somebody that you think can get value out of this video. Because like I always say, if you get value out of these live streams, I promise you somebody else will too. And then I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers, but in order to do that, I need y'all's help. So y'all continue to support what we're doing over here, these efforts. We're always so excited to bring y'all some content and some very, very good discussions that's needed in our community, right? But I am not alone. I am not alone tonight. Y'all don't have to look at me by myself. I got some friends with me, y'all. I got some friends with me, and I want to bring up my friend, one of my most favorite people in the whole wide world. Antoinette is in the building. Say something to the people, Antoinette.
Greetings, everyone. Always, it's a pleasure to be here. JD, thank you for allowing us this space and time to get it on and pop. And I hope everybody's doing well.
Oh, yeah, we are doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have some other people in the building with me tonight. We've got the lovely Alabama Church Girl. Say something to the people about what's going on.
Hey, I got friends in low places where the whiskey mounds and the beer chases.
I know that's
Come
right.
on, friends! Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people, it's your Alabama church girl here first. Giving it to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, please get on in here.
Y'all heard what the lady said, and don't forget to share this video. And y'all, it was so good last week to not be the only man for a change. And I had somebody with me last week, my friend, my brother, and he's back this week. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And he's going to help us dive into this topic tonight. Y'all say hello to my friend, my brother, my bishop. Pastor Rob is in
What's
the building.
up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you guys again. I'm so excited about it. Let's dive into it, man. Listen, I'm AKA Pastor Rob. I'm one of those ones that say, and I approve this message. Let's do it.
He approves it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, y'all are looking at the title. You're looking at the thumbnail. I'm not going to prolong the time because I got my book back with me. Got on my notes right here. Equally yoked is what we talking about, y'all. And it's a lot that I want to dive into with this whole Will and Jada thing. And don't worry, we're not going to talk about Will and Jada the whole time. We're going to kind of use this as a launching pad, to dive deeper into this subject. So, being equally yoked, y'all, I found out today that to me, and y'all give me y'all's thoughts. Jada, just like I predicted last week, has kind of left Will out to dry. And y'all might have some different opinions about it, but Jada has come out and said that she wished that Will had not done what he had done. She wishes that he never slapped Chris, right? And I think that's fair. But it was the combination of what she said after that, right? So a lot of people were saying, Will was protecting his woman. People were advocating, right? Saying, yo, Will did the right thing. A lot of ladies were saying, marching down the field for Will. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys even marching down the field for Will. Saying that they would have done the same thing. But what Jada said after was what was paramount to me. What was key is that she's not one of these women that needs to be protected. He was doing that to protect her honor, right? To stand up for his woman. And she said that she didn't need that. What do y'all think about that? Let's start with Alabama Church Girl. What do you think about that, Val?
Did you see my eyes? I tried to hold them, but they kept rolling.
I saw them. What
I
do you
just
think?
Okay, so I do feel, let me be PC first, and then I'll give you the Alabama Church Girls word. I do
Okay.
think that Jada was damned if she do, damned if she don't. She said something. Of course, the attack dogs are ready. We already had our discussion last week on our perception of Jada. And I'm not one to try to just bash someone, bash them to the ground. I'm not a keyboard assassin. I'm not an internet assassin. I don't like to tear someone down, especially if I don't have anything to build them back up with. But at the same time, I will acknowledge the facts. So, in acknowledging the facts, I do see some discrepancies in her behavior, and the things that she's shared with her relationship. I feel like there's some issues there. But if she had not said anything at all, I think that she would have been equally attacked, because people will feel people will feel as if she allowed him to step out there and she don't even have his back. So, either way it goes, she was going to be attacked. And I'm glad that she said she's not one of those women that needs to be protected, because right now, honey, the heat is on you, and you need to fend for yourself at this point. Your husband tried to do it, and now you need to be the one to come stand up for yourself.
Antoinette, what do you think?
At the end of the day, like I said last week, she be perpetrating. Second, I believe that she likes the presence of having a man to fit the image that she is trying to portray. Okay. I think that I don't know, Jada has a lot going on, and her cup is filling over on Will where it doesn't need to be. There's just a lot going on with her, and I think it's ruining the relationship. They seem to be comfortable. They say they're comfortable on what they do. And of course, people have their own households and their own things that they are dealing with. However, that moment when she did not stand up as masculine energy that she has, she didn't stop that man. Meaning she didn't care about him. She only cared about herself. These are self-centered behaviors. And now all of a sudden you throwing your husband under the bus, but you the one who triggered him to move forward and act out of pocket for you. So at the end of the day, you need to eat his behaviors because you triggered that. This all on you, boo. I'm tired of her. I am sick of her. I'm sick of it, because
Hey,
you could sit up there and you could try to uplift women and this, that, and other. Why are you not uplifting your husband? Why? I just don't get it. I don't get it with her.
Pastor Rob, what do you think?
Only thing I can say, man, it's Hollywood. I mean, it's Hollywood. It's a joke. It's a game that she's playing with Will. Let's just put it out there. He's weak minded, and she's playing this puppet game with him, right? So, as Antoinette said, she left him out to dry. I mean, she threw him under the bus, basically. You know, she's one of the ones. She threw a rock, hit her hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why he did it. Yeah, you know why he did it. Because he feel less than a man, and you probably told him he was less than a man, so he had to stand up and do something. I mean, come on, she was sleeping with this little young dude, her son age. Come on. So of course he's gonna get up and do something to try to defend her because behind closed doors, no one knows what she's saying to that man behind closed doors. Right? So now that it's out in the open, she's like, I didn't tell him to do it. I wish you wouldn't. Man, come on, please, whatever. You pump that man up to defend you. I don't care what you say. You don't need to be defended. Whatever. You want somebody to defend you. That's all it is. And so he did it, and now all the spotlight is on you. You want to take it off you and put it on him. No, it don't work that way. Baby, you wrong. It is what it is. Face the consequences. Because whenever there's a action, there's going to be a reaction. So face it. That's my opinion. It's Hollywood, man. So it's like a freaking. She's reading a script. That's the way her mind is set. It's reading a script, man. It's like a freaking fairy tale. You know, like it's just gonna. No, this ain't gonna blow over. It ain't over with. You ain't mess with this man. You ain't did him up now. So it is what it is. Face it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with everything y'all are saying 100%. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out was that it seems like Will has been dealing with this for a long time, right? Because he's it's all come out that he wanted to be the man that Tupac was, and he felt the way that he would never be able to live up to that, and also dealing with the fact that he wasn't Jada's first choice, right? Let's just be honest. It is what it is. And the way that Will has always carried himself, and then kind of the way that he wanted to be looked at, he never kind of feels like he's enough. And like I was telling somebody the other day, I recognize this stuff so easily because I've gone through it, and I know people that have gone through this type of manipulation, right? So it's kind of like uh, Will gave Jada what she wanted, right? But even when he gave her what she wanted, he's still wrong. If you wish he hadn't done it, then why didn't you stop him? And now, if you didn't need protecting, then why did you put that battery in his back to begin with? And then, if you wish he hadn't have done it, then why were you caught laughing uh, after the fact? After what Chris Rock said? Oh, you didn't hear that? Did you see that,
Wait a
Antoinette?
minute. What? No, I did not.
So it was a clip that came out that somebody was recording with their phone, and after Chris Rock was like, "Oh, Will Smith just slapped the ish out of me," she was laughing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like Will is kind of, like Alabama Church Girl said, dang if you do, dang if you don't. You know what I'm saying? And now, the thing that a lot of people didn't think it was going to go this far because, oh, it was just a slap, da da da. But just the fact that it was at the Oscars, number one. Number two, the fact that this was something being watched worldwide. And then on top of that, Will Smith signed a code of conduct, right? saying that he would, carry himself a different, a certain kind of way, right? He did not do that. So, you know, I kind of saw a lot of things coming that other people really didn't see, but now, just like I predicted, it's come out that Netflix had a project that they were doing with him. Now they put it on pause. Some of the other things that he was doing, that's not the only thing. And then Will came out and said that, hey, he's taking a break from his career to go into rehab, and this is where the whole topic is coming from, because it seems like these two are not equally yoked with each other. And that's where, the balance is coming in. Go ahead, Alabama Church Girl.
You asked a question on last week, and if y'all have not watched last week's episode, please go back and watch it, like it, please. But
Yes,
you asked
please.
a question on last week. You asked us females, is this the type of protection that we want from a man? And the reason I answered no on last week is because we live we live in a capitalistic society. And protection in this society means you have to protect the bag. The woman needs to protect it. She don't need to be out here, spending frivolously. The man needs to protect it. He doesn't need to be out here spending frivolously. And neither one of you should be behaving in a way where you're going to lose the bag. At this point, our mission and our goal should be the same. And when it comes to being equally yoked, financially, both of them should have had that on their mind. Financially, you need to be equally yoked, and both of you should have had your code of conduct on your mind. There are plenty of times, my husband does business. He works with a lot of vendors in this city. And I can walk in a business, I get treated when I'm with him, I may get treated one way. When I'm not with him, I may get treated a different way. And there's times I want to tell them, listen, excuse me. But I understand, to protect that bag, shut up. Just go home and let him know what happened. You know what I mean? Because it's not gonna, what good is it gonna do for me to, get somebody straight in the moment when it's gonna hurt our household later down the road? And that's what I wish Jada would have paid attention to. I do believe she understood what her gestures meant to him. I do believe she understands how much she means to him. I also believe that he understands that he does not mean as much to her.
That's deep. Pastor Rob, you got something you want to add to that?
Whew. I mean, Alabama Church Girl just pretty much summed that up in a nutshell. Will has had a reality check, and that's all it is. He had a reality check that I believe he's figuring out, like, this is not a healthy relationship for me. I'm going to back for her, but she's not going to back for me, right? And that's how we are, right? In our relationships or whatever we have with people. I'm just like you, Alabama Church Girl. I deal with a lot of vendors every single day as well, with the type of work that I do. And when my wife is with me, they may treat her a certain way, but when she may go on her own, they may do something else, right? But I'm not gonna say nothing right now, but hey, when I get home, let Rob know XYZ, then Rob's gonna make a phone call, right? Because she know, hey, this is how Rob make his money. So I'm not gonna be the crazy female that I can be and show my butt, right? So we all know that we gotta know how to weigh our options and weigh things out, right? So Jada just pretty much left Will just standing on his own in that situation, right? And I did not see that clip, JD, that she was laughing when it all
Mhm.
happened.
Let me see if I can
So,
find it.
if she's laughing, then she's saying she don't want that protection, so she just contradicting herself, big time, right? So that goes back to what I said. Hollywood, man, it's all Hollywood. It's a show. It's a game to her. So, and I believe Will has had a reality check. Look, he's going to rehab, do what he got to do to try to work on himself. Because if you got to work on yourself before you can try to work on any type of relationship that you have, right? So I believe he's coming to a reality. I got to get myself together before I can do anything else.
I hear you. Antoinette, what about you?
So I just have a couple of things. So is the rehab for his own mental health? Is this for anger rehab? Is this actual therapy? Because there's a difference. Or is he just playing the cuff of, fulfilling what he needs to play nice? That's my first thing. Second thing is, I'm glad Val had brought it up from last week because I wasn't able to answer that because we got into it. But the type of protection women want, if this is applied to the same energy of what it's for, then yes. But this energy between him and Chris was not a type of protection. This was a beef. And there's a difference. Like I said, if they needed to take it to the streets, they could have did that on their own time. But that wasn't the time nor the place. And then moved on. But with strategy, Jada is strategizing. That's what she's doing. She is playing a big game of chess. I just think it's a higher level of checkers personally, because this right here is just a whole cluster, you know what. Will played Muhammad Ali. I love boxing. Boxing's in my blood. I'm a fighter. But with that being said, boxing is a science. Fighting is a science. When you just going off the cuff, then that's when you're being real ignorant and you're going off in emotions. And that's what drove him, because they was all hunky-dory when Regina Hall and everybody else was doing what they was doing and talking about their little entanglement, which was something that they accepted from jump. But it's because of where the source came from. The source came from somebody y'all was beefing with. So that's why all this transpired in the way that it did. Now, as far as with the bag too, like Will said, he been in the game for over a couple of decades, right? So we got things like Men in Black, we got I, Robot, I Am Legend, all these big hits, right? All that's gonna be compounded money. He got that, he got music, he got everything else. So technically for them, that money ain't going nowhere. Now with new money, maybe that's gonna be put on hold for a little bit. He just made what, the King whatever with Serena and Venus, that's gonna be making money. At the end of the day, he's still gonna be making money. As far as with Jada and her perpetrating with it, whatever businesses and therapy or whatever else she got, she'll make something here and there, whatever. But what she playing with the emotions in people's lives and just going deeper down that rabbit hole, it's horrible. But the protection piece, to circle back to that, it depends on who it's being applied to in the situation. There has to be a valid reason for that protection to be had. And then to know that your partner got your back throughout it all and could have that discussion within your own home to decide, hey, baby, yeah, we done messed up, but what's our backup plan? You got me, I got you. What's the meetup point? Blah, blah. You got to break down, because if that's truly your partner, you going in as one force. And she just off the cuff. Just somebody need to take her to the street. That's just what I think, but that's my personal opinion.
Take it to the
I
street.
digress.
Come on, fighter.
I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But my biggest issue, like Pastor Rob said, he made mention to the fact that Will loves her more than she loves him. In my opinion, that's not equally yoked, is it? And we kind of hear this all the time, and a lot of ladies actually get this advice to find you somebody that loves you more than you love him. And why is that? Is it because they can have more control over the situation, over the relationship? Is it because she wants to, if it's like that, she can control him and she'll go harder he'll go harder for her than she will him? And I think, and I got another example that I'm going to bring up in a little bit, but I think I've always said this, that I think that that type of rhetoric and that type of I guess thinking it can ruin a relationship. To me, especially over time. Pastor Rob, I saw you unmute yourself first. Well, what do you think?
It's society, man. That's why I'm just gonna start it off with society. We all know what the Bible says. All of us go to church. We've been taught about being equally yoked, unequally, not, being unequally yoked. The thing is that we allow people to dictate our happiness, right? We allow what mama said, oh, baby, he got a good job. That's who you need to be with, or JD, we allow our homeboy to say, man, that thing there, man, she so fine, man. She beautiful. She got this Coca-Cola bottle shape, she got all this going on with, ain't got no kids. She got a good job. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and marry her, right? So here's the thing. I had a member just last Tuesday. We have Bible study on Tuesdays. She said something that really stuck with me, right? Uh, because they got on about premarital sex, right? And this is an older lady that goes to my church. She said, "Well, Pastor, I'm just be honest with you." She said, "I'm gonna try it before I buy it," right? and so, because she was in a relationship. She had married a man. Alabama church girl turned the camera off. Listen, I did the same thing in Bible study. I turned my camera off, right? But she's an older lady. And she said, listen, Pastor Rob, I married this man. We did not have premarital sex. She said, and the first time we did, she said, I hated it, right? And she was like, I couldn't. She was like, and I ain't have sex with him no more. They got divorced, right? Because she said, in that area, they were lacking, right? And the thing is, we have to make sure, had the Bible study tonight, my deacon brought it up. We have to make sure, like we love God with our whole heart, mind, body, and soul. We have to do the exact same thing with our spouse. We have to make sure that we are compatible. You see what I'm saying? I cannot, and I'm being real. Me and my wife, we lived together 6 months before we got married. To be honest, we lived together 6 months before we got married because I need to make sure that I can deal with her, before we get, when we get married, because I need to know she can act a certain way if she just come over to my house, you know, but I need to know how you're going to act, when I'm pissed you off or you're going to piss me off. I need to know if I can deal with this. It is not about money, money come, money go. Right? You can marry a person for money, but guess what? What if they lose their job? So you have to make sure that you got that. Watch this, Alabama church girl. You got that ride or die. That person that's going to be with me through the good, through the bad, through the pretty, through the ugly. If that's not going to happen, I'm sorry. I know what the Bible say. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to ensure that our vows say through sickness and health, richer and poor. You got to make sure that person's going to be there for all that. Are you going to like that person, JD? That lady that got the Coca-Cola bottle shape now? Are you going to like them when she got a 3-liter? I don't even think they make them no more. But are you going to still like her? Right? You have to be able to understand that I got to marry this person over and over again. What do you mean by marry this person over and over again? That means that this person and you and me, we change every single day. We change every day. Are you willing to put up with me when I hit that age? You know, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I told my wife just last night, I'm not that young buck I used to be when you first married. I got older. You see what I'm saying? She's younger than me. I got older. I can't do the things I used to do back then. You know, so we have to make sure. Are you gonna like me? Are you still gonna love me then? If you unequally yoked, then guess what? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. Money ain't gonna keep you. Sex ain't gonna keep you. Can I keep it real tonight?
What?
Can I y'all don't mind, right? So men, if you're watching, when your thing ain't doing like it's supposed to do, is she still gonna be with you? You see what I'm
And
saying?
you see, it's shaking head. Nope.
Shaking head. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you get on your high blood pressure medicine, you see what I'm saying? Because it does things to men. Men that take it does things, right?
We're stressed out,
Stressed out,
tired.
tired. Are you still gonna deal with me? Right? So that's stuff. If you're equally yoked, guess what? All of that don't matter. It doesn't matter because you love me for who I am.
Yo, that's deep. That's deep, Pastor Rob. I think Alabama Church Girl has something to piggyback on. Go ahead.
JD, Pastor Rob got bars. Why you hadn't given him his bars?
Oh.
Got me over here and cack-a-lacking. But you know what? Now, Pastor Rob, I'm gonna have to tell you, we had a friend over to the house this weekend that said he got some medicine for them high blood pressure pills. He said, because when his wife sent him that video, come here, bring that here. He said, I got some for. Anywho,
I got some too. Don't worry about it. I got some too. I got.
Anywho, that's a sidebar. But I do want to say though that when it comes to the question of whether or not that's a proper statement to make, that a man should love, to tell our daughters to find a man that loves you more than you love him. I think that the intent behind that, you're right, is probably not the best statement to make. It's probably not the clearest statement to make. But I do believe that the intent behind it is to find someone that's emotionally invested in you more so than you are emotionally invested in them. Because typically women, we fall quick, fast, and hard for somebody who hadn't even looked at us hard. You know what I mean? So I think that's the intent behind telling young girls that. I'm just saying, I'm a girl. I've been told that. And that's the way I interpreted that statement. Not that I don't have to love him at all, because honey, I can't be with nobody. just like Pastor Rod was saying, you got to find somebody that you're compatible with. If I can't love you, the waterfalls don't fall. Yeah, you want to definitely, you got to love each other. You definitely got to love each other. But I think the intent behind making that statement is that don't get caught up so hard and deep and fast in love with someone who's not that emotionally invested in you. And we all know that it happens. It happens often with young ladies. You guys have a running joke that women are just more emotional. We don't get that emotional, when you can, when you want to. But if you're not there yet, then a woman needs to stand back and pay attention to the fact that you're not there yet.
Okay, I can dig that. But in Alabama Church Girl, I've heard that advice too. You give somebody, that you're more into, that they're more into you than you are to them. But if you got both sides trying to uh take that advice or abide by that, I mean, I just don't see how two could ever get past that, because now in 2022, it's this it's this thing about, you don't want to catch feelings too early, or you don't want them to know that you got feelings too early, or what's the taglines? I catch flights, not feelings, right? And a lot of people are living by that. So if you got the men trying to live by that, and then you got the women trying to live by that too, I just feel like that causes a big disconnect in our community. But before I go to Antoinette, let me. I want to play this clip because Pastor Rob said he had not seen it yet. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear it.
Here is an angle most people have not seen. Look at Jada's reaction.
Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay? So I can go. That was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary.
Did y'all see it? Do I need to play it again? Let me play it again.
Here is an angle most people have not seen. Look at Jada's reaction.
Did y'all see it? Oh, I wish he hadn't done it. I don't need protecting.
She enjoyed it.
You see what I'm saying? Even when he gives her what he thinks she wants, it's still not good enough. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of what Will Smith is dealing with, especially internally, because she should be coming out standing up for her husband. Yo, this ain't Will's character. Y'all gonna let one moment where he lost control, tarnish 30 years of a career. This was the biggest night of his life. I don't want to see him go out like this. I'm supporting my husband. I'm sorry that I made him feel that way. Anything in his defense. But you post a cryptic thing, says you're here for healing, right? Your husband is the one that needs the healing. So much so that not therapy, the rehabilitation is what he says he's going through. And a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this, because me and Pastor Rob, both of us are pastors, right? And we know what the Bible says, and we believe in the Bible, right? But I know I can speak for myself. I think I can speak for Pastor Rob too. We are not your grandmother's pastors from back in 1970. We are not 80 years old.
Say that again.
We are not your grandmother's pastors from back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s. And I'll just go ahead and say it. These are conversations that we need to have. A lot of people, wonder why are you doing this? Maybe you shouldn't say this, but this is real life. This is what people are dealing with, and you can't reach anybody until you start dealing with real life, because people are hurting.
JD, I just got happy.
God.
I heard the A flat key up on the organ. Come on now.
And I tell you, JD, like at my church, man, I have a motto when I got there 10 years ago. I said, we are a church where you can be you, church where you can be loved, church where you can grow, and a church that keeps it real, right? Because that's what we need. We need to be able to keep it real, Doc. Because if you're not keeping it real with people and giving them real life situation, I just posted something on Facebook before my Bible study and said, what type of preacher / pastor you like. A, one that can hoop and holler and make you shout and not giving you conviction, or B, one that's going to keep it real and give you the word to help make you a better person. You see what I'm saying? See, our grandmothers and grandfathers, they wanted somebody that's going to shout them, to make them shout and get happy, right? That's what they wanted, because right now my home church in Birmingham is looking for a pastor, right? And my whole family goes to that church. I sent them buku of pastors, right? And all they say is, number one, is he married? Is he married? Well, tell him he need to come in with a little hoop. Well, then what the hell y'all want? Y'all want somebody to come, that's what I told him. Do you want a dreamer or you want a visionary? You know what I'm saying? So you want somebody that's going to keep it real, man, because we are in real life situations. You know what I'm saying? And even with our parents and grandparents that stayed married 50 and 60 years, but they didn't love each other. They did it because of image. I'm on marriage number 2. I'm not doing it again if this one don't work, bro. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing it again if it don't work. I just be single. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not fit to lay next to someone that I don't love, that I'm not in love with. Regardless, we got children or not, I'm not going to lay next to you and say, hey, you my wife. For an image? No. I'd be a fool. And that's what Jada and Will are doing just because of a image. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I tell them in the church, you're wrong. My pastor right now, I ain't gonna disclose who he is. My pastor got 13 children by his wife and 6 outside children. So what that tell you? What that tell you?
He gonna preach to you that.
Thank you. He almost 80-something years old.
Yeah, and a lot of churches are dying, because you got people like that don't never want to step aside and never want to move forward, because they feel like they're losing something. But what does it mean to be equally yoked? And I want to now I kind of want to move it away from Jada and Will for a second, and I want to go to Megan Good, and Devon Franklin, because
before you do, JD, let me get my little piece in right quick
go ahead. I'm
about
sorry.
that. Okay. I believe Jada set him up, like we said before. She filling that void, like Pastor Rob was saying, that image, because she's not providing a unified front. And the only reason why they hold it on, like we discussed last week, is because they're tied to so many business ventures. So if you are equally yoked, and you find your partner or somebody you're interested with, when you're taking a flight instead of catching feelings, you might find your person then. But if you have a partner, like we said before, with high blood pressure and things of that nature, then if that's your person and you got their back, then you're going to find ways to help them out. Okay, baby, we're going to sit up here and we're going to, while we take your blood pressure, let's practice some breathing. Because as you're breathing, we're going to help out with that diastolic and that systolic reading. And we're going to then practice some yoga so that way we could get flexible. And then we're going to do a little tang, a little bit of training. So these are things that you're going to find and get into when you have your person and you're equally yoked with your person. Because health, wealth, and success, regardless of what the situation is, because when you have that partnership and that bond, you got it together. You're able to represent as an individual, but you're also in the community and everything else as a unified front. And right now, what they have is not a unified front. This is a business contract, and they are just showing face. And I just wanted to end on that piece. That was my little piece.
You on mute, man. You on mute.
Struggle streaming already. What I was saying was everything what y'all are saying is absolutely on point, and I think we all need somebody that's going to be able to give us that inspiration, when we need it. But just to kind of shift it just a little bit from Will and Jaden, we might continue to reference them in just a little bit. But now let's take Megan Good and Devon Franklin. As we know, we talked about them before on the show too. Devon Franklin, right, filed for divorce in December of 2021. Now, here we are in April 2022. Not even a whole 4 or 5 months, right? And now Megan Good is allegedly dating a battle rapper named Disaster. And if y'all have y'all seen this, first of all, has anybody, Valerie, you seen this? Pastor Rob, you seen it? Antoinette, you haven't seen it? So
You
okay,
know
so
I keep my ear to the streets.
me, Valerie, and
I
I are
just
the
seen
only
her in
one.
the streets.
Man, listen. I wish I had Future with me right now. She belongs to the streets. But anyway, I didn't say that out loud. Anyway,
Not
uh,
Future.
yeah, Megan Good. Now,
Let the community pin.
she belongs to the streets.
I
Yeah,
need
maybe,
you to I need
maybe
you to
he does
I
too.
need you to quote a better lyricist.
Hey, well, that was a true statement. But now, what do we have now? We have let me bring the screen back up. Let me show y'all what we have here. We have. Can y'all see this?
Man,
Can y'all see this? Allegedly, Megan Good is dating battle rapper Disaster. Not even a whole 4 months after Devon Franklin filed for divorce. Now, I've heard it said before. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard it said before that if somebody has been together, if somebody divorces, right, they've been divorcing for half the time that they were married. So Devon and Megan were married for 10 years, right? So going by that logic, they were divorcing for 5 years. And if that's true, maybe that's how sometimes one or both parties can move on pretty quickly after divorce, right? And this seems like it's pretty doggone quick. But what I want to point out is, and shout out to this brother Disaster. I've never heard of him until today. But looking at this guy and then looking at this guy, complete opposite. Were they equally yoked to begin with? Whoever wants to go first.
mm, I, who am I to say whether that's equally yoked or not? Right. That's just me because I'm not living in a household. Right. Now you pointed out that he filed for the divorce in December. She with another guy 4 5 months later. Right. So I'm gonna use me as an example if you don't mind. Right. Uh, I was married to my ex-wife right at 6 years. Right. And I divorced her because I divorced her. So yeah, she was crazy. I divorced her a year after I got my church. Okay, maybe right up. Nope, 3 or 4 months after I got my church. I married my current wife. That was 7 months later. I did not meet my current wife until after me and my ex was separated. And I met her. Y'all gonna say, he met her at the church. Yeah, I met her at the church, right? She was actually a member of the church, but she had left the church, and I met her at a funeral. Just be honest with you, I did a funeral. She was there, and she was singing. I was like, "Hey, who's that that chick right there?" And that's just how I am, right? I did one of those moments. So you can't necessarily say, "Oh, she was already talking to him," because sometimes stuff like that just happen because sometimes people just get caught in a vulnerable moment. They got out of a bad relationship, and this dude, came over there trying to sweet talk, and she fell for it, right? Because I was one of those ones. I want the ones off the rebound back in the day. That's the ones I want. I'm gonna feed her some. That's me. I'm keeping it real, right? That's what I wanted. So we can't really say if Megan Good, which I love her. She's so beautiful. I love her. Beautiful young lady. That they were unequally yoked. We don't know because we're not in their house, right? Because they getting divorced doesn't mean they're unequally yoked. Because it could have been some he did, or it could have been some she did. Who knows, right? I don't know if they put it out there. I heard about it, but I don't really read into all that stuff. But um, it goes by the look. Oh, he a pastor. She's married to a pastor, but now she's dating a thug rapper. Do that look good? In who eyes? Yours. You see what I'm saying? It's your personal opinion, and that's what we gotta understand. It's everybody's opinion on how that scenario is, right? Because people judge mine, which I didn't care. Judge it all you want. It is what it is. I know who I love, and everybody, your first love ain't always the one you marry either. So you still on mute.
I'm gonna stop struggle streaming in a minute. But yeah, Pastor Rob, your point is very well taken. Alabama Church Girl, let's go to you.
I just want to first point out the differences in these names. You got Devon, which sounds divine. And you move over here to disaster.
It sounds like it's a disaster waiting to happen.
I'm just saying what's in a name. But on a serious tip though, I move off energy and people's energy. I'm an intuitive and I'm an empath. So it feels to me as though something happened in that relationship that tried to crush Megan's spirit. But when I say crush her spirit, I mean the center of who she is and her personal identity. And it feels as though her energy is trying to run to prove that I am who I am. I can do what I like to do. That's what it seems like to me. Now, this just might be just a simple rebound situation. I mean, the old lady sitting under the tree said the way you get over one man is to get under another one. So she might just be practicing, before she get this thing down perfect. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. but seriously though, it just seems like, we've never seen Megan act out in her personal affairs the way we see it now. Not even before she met Devon. We've never seen her act out like this. Like, she's all on social media with her sister and, getting jiggy with it and letting the world know. I mean, she's wearing it on the back of her shirt, letting you know, hey, Miss Good if you're nasty. We've never seen that before. So that's why it tells me something triggered this. And it could be, you know, from the beginning of their relationship, we saw where those in the church were really trying to break her into a submission that, you know, she really didn't have to. She could have just been herself. It seemed like her and Devon really did have a love for each other. And I believe it was probably pure and genuine.
You know what? Real quick, I know you're gonna go to Antoinette, but real quick, you said something that was just so profound. Um, the church was trying to make her be that. How can I say that old type of first lady, right? That had to dress a certain way, act a certain way, you know, do this, do that, right? Um, and that's what's wrong with the church today. Just be honest with you, right? They're saying that certain people in certain positions got to uphold a certain type of standard. Like, you know, my wife, I always reference my wife. She don't like all that first lady stuff, right? My wife, she ain't fit to wear no hat. She ain't fit to do none of that, right? She's a, you know, she put on her, you know, she sings on the praise team, so she'll dress up, but that ain't her, because we don't dress up at my church, right? I may bust in there with some jeans and you know, sweatshirt, whatever. It is what it is. But we as a people have to stop letting the church dictate who we really are. Okay, stop faking it. And that's the thing, and I believe that's what happened. She got tired of trying to fake who she really was. You got to understand, she's a celebrity. Okay, she just married a pastor, so happens to marry a pastor, right? And the church want her to uphold a certain standard, but no, this is who I am. So if you don't like who I am, I'm sorry. They probably had that conversation, and he probably gave her an ultimatum. Who knows? I need you to do this because it needs to look this way because I'm a pastor, right? No, I tried that with my current wife. It don't work that way. I didn't get very far. So guess
I
what?
think it's what you said earlier. It's Hollywood trying to show up in the pews, and that's not where it needs to be.
Nope. You got to be yourself. Be yourself. And that's the problem. When you don't be yourself, you're doomed for destruction, like I said last week.
You're on mute, JD. So since you're on mute, with Megan Good, when I say she from the streets, you know, like Val was saying, I see her in every single advertisement that comes up. Like she modeling, she doing whatever, fashion, this, that, and the third. She's on it. Like this is where she started, right? Now, her getting molded into what, like y'all was saying, the first lady um scene and the position, he was always battling for her because everybody was saying, oh, she's wearing that, you know, what is she doing? And they had spoke about that on the interview, that, you know, he's always going to bat for his wife, Jada, insert there. um he was going to battle for her, but he was also representing her in a way that, hey, this is my lifestyle, this is what I represent. And she did try to conform to that. They wrote a book about it, you know, their experiences, but they also, behind closed doors, had a conversation about children. She didn't want children. They were married for those 5 years. He wanted to readdress it. She said, let's push it back 2 more years. They got to 7 years. We gonna have these kids or not? I don't want to do it. So that pushed us into these 3 years that were possibly the time of when they was getting ready for this divorce. Now, when you get with somebody that says disaster, that means you trying to get your stuff toe up from the flow up, because before they got married, you know, she did not try before she buy. She did, she did, my little Asian, she did not try
Preach,
before
sister.
she buy. And because that was an agreement that they made, to be like, hey, you know, after we say these vows and say we do ring a ring here, there. Bust it time. There was the bust it challenge. And that's what happened. And it comes a dime a dozen. They lasted for 10 years. Come on, y'all. We got to with me. So we're putting these things together, all right, from fitting the mold. And that's just her. Her body is her money. And that's how she's always been to it. So she don't want no kids. She don't want to fit into, a dress all the time. She want to wear some drawers in the streets sometimes. That's just what she want to do. But she doing exactly what some of the ladies in the church want to do. But you know what they doing? Some of them living like Jada. They perpetrating
You are
and just
preaching.
trying to live vicariously through Megan. And that's why they was always attacking her. So if we're supposed to be one team, one fight, right? The community, why are you not uplifting her? Why aren't you not saying, hey, baby girl, you look good in doing this? So also go with what you know. Go with what you know. As long as you're not disrespecting, your husband, yourself, whatever else, then girl, you look good. Good. Let's all go to Samba class so we could get a little bit of this off, but keep a little cushion for the pushing. I mean, come on. We got to keep positive with everything that we do. And that's just it. Good, disaster. He look a little whatever, but she needed. He ain't gonna last that long.
Can we pass the collection plate? Because
That's what I
my
was about
sister
to
just
say.
preached.
May the Lord watch between you.
Amen. I didn't know you had it in here, Antoinette.
That is all right. I wish I had my my sound deck working like it's supposed to. But anyway, I'm like Pastor Rob. I've always said that I'm not looking for a first lady. I'm looking for a wife. Forget all, the wearing the big hats and all that. That ain't what I need. I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, you ain't gotta come up and be co-pastor and all that stuff. Me and the Lord and the deacons got that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to be all up in that. You know what I'm saying? Because and then let's just be honest, there's gonna be some stuff that goes on, behind the scenes of the church that I'm not going to want to necessarily tell you about. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, let's just keep it real there. But here's the point that I wanted to make. So, Equally Yoked, they have gone on record to say, right, in interviews that are still out there, that Devon didn't smoke, didn't drink, none of that stuff, wanted to wait to marriage. Making good, not so much. She drank, she smoked, and I don't get me wrong, I'm not judging. I'm just saying what it is. She liked to go to the club, party, all this stuff, and that's who she was. So she got with him, doing something a little different, getting with the safe guy, right? But do you actually ever change who you are, or are you just masking it in order for it to work for a temporary period of time? And then I also think about what was that? It was another couple. It just slipped my mind, but I'll just leave it with them for right now. But let me bring my screen back up now. Here is Devon Franklin with Megan Good. I showed y'all the picture of I was gonna play that video. This guy, Disaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a list of some people that Megan Good has dated, right? I don't know if this is everybody, but we got Devon Franklin right here. Then we got Thomas Jones, right? Thomas Jones, former NFL player, all that good stuff. I mean, Franklin.
You shady.
All right, let's keep going. Oh, Soldier Boy, tell him. Drake. Yeah, this guy. Soldier Boy. Nick Cannon, Jamie Foxx, Tyrese, and they were in a movie together, right? Waist Deep. That was a good movie.
It was.
And then y'all know what came out about Megan's new show, right? That she's got on. Anyway, then this guy, 50.
That's so
Sir.
Whoa,
Sir.
wait. There. Lil Wayne. Jose Sanchez.
He from Montgomery.
I don't know. Is it?
He from the girl.
Oh yeah, Montgomery. It says it right there. So yeah. Do y'all remember that little song that we used to sing growing up in school when we was trying to learn our colors and shapes and all that stuff? One of these things is not like the other. One of those things is not like the others.
So
Sir.
the whole disaster thing.
It makes sense now, right?
It makes sense, and then when you leave from a good boy, she's been having bad boys pretty much all of her life, right? So it ain't that she needed her back beat out, because it look like it's been beat out a couple times.
Not for 10 years, sir. Not for 10 years.
Well, yeah, not. So they say for not 10 years. But however, we see just by looking at those pictures the type of men that she is attractive to, right? So the one that she was married to clearly wasn't her type. And she maybe she was going through a phase and wanted to kind of get her life together, probably for some of the stuff that she had been through, and maybe this preacher man just kind of wooed her a little bit, gave her a little something different, but all deep down inside she want her thug nigga. Just keep it. That's what she want. Some women just want.
But are they really thugs? Are these
Well, you know
gentlemen
what? They
really
really ain't.
thugs?
Honest with you, because some of these cats got master degree, doctor degree. They really ain't no. But that's what she really liked. She may like that. And the preacher man, one of the ones she really, she just tolerated him. And she that's what she liked. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, I like what I like, right? You like what you like. Everybody on this show tonight like what they like. They got their preference, right? And sometimes in life we try different things, thinking we may like it, but in a nutshell, we don't. Right? I always like a light-skinned woman, right? That was my thing back in the day, right? I ended up marrying old dark woman, right? And just to try something different, right? That wasn't for me, right? I got an old mocha woman now, so I mean, it is what it is. So sometimes in life, I mean, to keep it real, let's keep it spiritual. Sometime in life, we grab hold of things that really don't belong to us, and we try to hold on to it, and then we cause ourselves a disaster in the end. So what you have to do is we have to wait on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And when we don't wait on him, that's when we fall. Here's the thing. Women, stop trying to find a man. The Bible say a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So you stop searching and let him find you.
And let me piggyback on that just for a second. Pastor Rob is absolutely 100% right. But ladies, while you're waiting to be found, don't hide yourself in the closet expecting somebody to find you.
There you go.
Put yourself in a position to where you can be found.
There you go.
That's the key, right? Put yourself in a position to where you can be found. We'll
It
say
might be
Well,
Princess in the
clarify.
Frog. Who knows? Maybe Shrek.
Clarify that. Clarify to be found, because if you say that, then you're gonna see everybody in them streets
Okay, let
trying.
me clarify. Let me clarify. All right, so I had a few ladies tell me actually. Y'all remember? I wasn't gonna go there, but since Antoinette asked me to clarify, I'm gonna go ahead and go there. Y'all remember a while back when Monique was getting all the heat from saying that our women need to stop wearing
The burning.
bonnets and pajamas and stuff outside, and everything like that. Put some clothes on when you go to the grocery store. Because if you out in a bonnet, I don't care how fine you are, I don't care what you look like. If you going out in public with your bonnet on and you clearly got your pajamas on, I'm not finna say nope. You could miss your blessing just going up and down the aisle at Publix.
Yeah, yeah.
All I'm saying is, instead of going to the club, right, with your homegirls, get yourself fixed up nice, go by yourself, go to a nice restaurant, post up at the door, not at the door, post up at the bar or something, read a book, get you a plate, get you some appetizers. You know, it's a lot of gentlemen. I've done it before. Just go, to my favorite restaurant. This might be jumping. It might be packed in there. I don't feel like waiting. I'm gonna sit at the bar and eat because I can go straight in. Sit down. You can miss your blessing. That's all I'm saying. Put
You're right.
yourself in a position to
To
where
be
you to be found exactly. Because if you just sitting up Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and all you doing is sitting on the couch, ain't nobody gonna find you like that. Then, we're in 2022. A lot of people have mixed emotions about dating apps. Some people won't get on the dating app, but you can't really be found if you're not putting yourself out there. I've heard of several couples that got together, got married through dating apps. I'm not opposed to it, but some people won't try. When it was COVID, how were you gonna meet somebody? You couldn't go nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
and see, and I'm gonna bring it back. The Bible says, you know, God is trying to do a new thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to do the same old, right? So women and men, put yourself into that position where you can be found. But here's the thing: you have to prepare yourself for your husband, and men prepare yourself for your wives, right? Don't be out there just wilding out and think you fit just fine, yo, as they say, old lady, right? Cause my thing is back in the day, you know, I used to stay in the strip club. That was my thing. I didn't go to regular clubs. I went to strip club, right? I knew I wanted to find my wife in those strip club. I knew that. You know what I'm saying? Those things I knew. I knew I wanted to find my wife in the platinum down in Birmingham. For those who go, I knew that. You know, but I put myself once I came to my senses and just really found God and just knew who God really was and not allow quota. I got married the first time because you a minister and it don't look good for you to be around here talking to all these different women and all this stuff. So hey, meet my daughter, right? And I married this man's daughter just because he was a pastor, right? And then 6 months into marriage, she's pregnant. So I stayed with her because of my oldest daughter, which was wrong. We didn't get along. I really wasn't physically attracted to her. It's just because of status quo of me being a minister. Then became a pastor. But I was living in a freaking fantasy, right? And that's what happened. We live in fantasy instead of, and we settle for certain stuff, right? Stop settling. Men stop selling, women stop selling. Make sure you find that person that you are equally yoked with. Who cares? The nigga can put it down in the bedroom. Is nigga
Now,
paying
wait.
bills?
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. Is he paying bills? Do we
You gotta
work?
do all of that.
Do we work? You know what I'm saying?
Look, you see how you ladies do? Come on, man.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Because
You know you want it too, JD. Stop
but
it.
what I'm just saying though, if that's all that person has to offer, that's what I'm saying. If that's all they got, is they can put it down, or you can do this with this and that. Oh, she got that thing. What does, if that's all they got, right? So when that thing start working, then what?
By any means necessary.
You know, look.
Oh,
Y'all remember the song, right? Was it Belle Biv DeVoe?
Poison?
Don't trust a
Big,
big buttless smile.
yeah.
Hey.
Now listen, Pastor Rob said that you like what you like sometime, right? Sometime the big button, the smile is great to have. You know what I'm saying? But if it's causing you misery and woe every other time outside of the bedroom, it might keep you around for a little bit longer, but I promise you it ain't gonna keep you.
it ain't gonna keep you.
Not if you're not bringing peace. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
Peace.
Not if you ain't bringing peace. But I do think that, and I just talk for the black community because that's what I am. That's what we are. I can't really speak for anybody else, but I think that sometimes our culture is too sexualized. You
Mhm.
know, I think that a lot of culture, period, now is really too sexualized. But I really think our community is more sexualized because, I mean, if you look at not all, but if you look at most of the videos where the twerking videos, that's mostly us. That's what we known for. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest, that is sexually aggressive.
But to who? Because we all know the history of it. We had
Thank
this
you.
conversation before.
I'm
Because
just
really,
saying.
what happened is it got whitewashed, and the stereotypical rhetoric and presentation of America, triple K, has tarnished what twerking is. Because in New Orleans we twerk, Big Frida, that's what we been doing, all the kids, whatever, but it's not in a sexual sense. And if you take it back to the motherland, the tribes, we do that
Right.
belly dancing, all that. There's a reason, there's a purpose, there's a celebration, and it's not just dealing with sex. Now in America, triple K, that's when it has become more sexualized for our community because they do not know how to handle our essence.
Right. And I add to that, if you look at the history, the hypersexualism started way back in slavery because men of other cultures really wanted to have sex with not just the women, the black women and the slave women, but they also had sex with the slave men. And they used them and pushed them out in that sexual manner. Don't you know that the whole science of gynecology was learned, practiced, and developed on black women without any sterilization or without any medication to numb them? But they wanted to explore that black girl's pocketbook. They wanted to explore those big hips, that big old posterior. And it's been put in museums of how they explored our bodies and fetishize our bodies, because we're made different, we're built different, that's why. Yeah, see, we're about to get all over it. I'm gonna get off in a tangent a little bit, just a little bit. Let me get on my soapbox a little bit. That's why I said we did a show some weeks back, and I said, we make the mold. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand us going to get all this cosmetic surgery, because we built the mold. We built the mold. So why are we going to lay down in the mold that we built? Because it was built after our body type and our aesthetic. So anywho, back down off my soapbox. I'm just saying there's more history to why we're sexualized. We have just adopted and adapted to that hypersexualization. And it's up to us to fix it, to change it. Look at how it starts with our little kids now, our little girls. So there were some things that, when I was a little girl, and I know I'm a little bit different because I was my parents were, well, my mama was super saved and she ain't play. But it was just some little dresses that we just couldn't wear because it showed our body in a way that she didn't want to show it. You know what I mean? She didn't want anybody looking at us or potentially looking at us as if we were sexual objects instead of just little girls. I mean, but nowadays, that's just not the case. Am I judging anybody for what they do? No, but we have to pay attention to what we are putting out within our community.
Right.
Now, let me say this, and Valerie, Antoinette, y'all are absolutely correct, right? But do y'all think that the IG models on Instagram that are turned around and wearing almost nothing, cheeks in camera, do you think that that's what they're thinking about? Or are they just doing it for the attention?
I think they're doing it for not only the attention, but the dollars, them AdSense dollars.
Right,
They
right.
understand. They
And
understand that eyes, attention, and money is going to gravitate to that.
exactly. And why? Because sex sells, right? That is the sexualization, right? So a lot of people are willing to objectify themselves, right? For the likes, the attention, whatever it looks like on social media. And y'all's point is well taken, but that's kind of where I'm coming from with that, because let's just be honest, 90% of the ladies that are doing this, making money, objectifying themselves, they're not thinking about the history. They're not thinking about none of that. And I think that if they would, they would look at things a lot differently, right? But how did we get off on this?
But
Discussing.
it's because I mean, all that falls into play with being equally yoked. I mean, it all falls into play, right? Because social media has a certain status that they feel like people have to follow, right? Because I'll be honest with you, folks like, man, with because I go through my Facebook page, man, and I delete people, because of certain stuff that people post and stuff like that. Um, and I deleted a lot of classmates, because that's just the type of stuff that they do. It's sexist, right? And the thing is, Alabama church girl brought up something about the history of how the slaves, the owners, were sleeping with the black women, right? And then they start sleeping with the men, right? This is nothing new. This was in the Bible days. If you go back to when Lot and when Lot was trying to save his family, angel came to Lot and told him, and listen, man, I need you to get your family away, blah, blah, blah. And what was happening is these people were having sex. These men were having sex with other men because they got tired of sleeping with the women. So this is nothing new. There's nothing new under the
He
sun.
even offered up his daughters. He said, "No,
Right.
we don't want
You know
them."
what I'm saying? So this stuff has been going on for years. All it is, history is just repeating itself, but it's repeating itself in a different manner, right? Because we have other means of getting this stuff out to people. So now we have social media, right? I think back in the day, well, not back in the day, a few years ago, I know here in Montgomery, only been here 10 years, but they had a lot of arrests going on because women was, I guess, online, a thing they called Backpage or something. They were selling themselves, just just different little stuff. How people go in there and get the showing pictures and they sell themselves for a certain amount of money. I got guys working with me say, man, I can go get me a piece for $40. Come on, you gonna sell yourself for $40? Really? Is that deep? You know what I'm saying? $40. Heck, I spend that putting it in my truck, and I still ain't on a full tank. You know what I'm saying? So you willing to give yourself away for $40? So my thing is, you have these type of women. Watch this. That God will come into their life and save them, and that may be some pastor's husband, wife. Who knows? That may be
Right.
the person that God may have them equally yoked with.
Mm-hmm. And you're very well right, and I agree wholeheartedly. But I remember where I was going with this now. So our community being a little over sexualized, right? And I was even watching a YouTube video the other day where now it's being talked about even the fitness industry is becoming too sexualized. A lot of people are saying now, but what I'm saying is that sometimes I think that our community puts too much on just the sexual aspect of it, the bedroom fun. If you got a list of 10 things, right? And boom, 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 boom. This guy checks off all 10 of them. But the bedroom fun, mediocre, can't deal with them. Or mediocre, I got to cheat on them. I got to get it how I live. And vice versa for the men too. You know, she ain't got the, you know, flat stomach, big, small waist, big behind. She check off all it, but I can't do it. All I'm saying is that sometimes I think that maybe we shouldn't focus on that so much. I heard a lady not long ago say that she divorced uh, a man that she had been with for over 10 years, right? Because the bedroom fun was trash. Had kids with him, married him. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't cheat on her. He wasn't going upside her head. But now, since she came to a point to where she wasn't satisfied, now this man has to deal with a broken home, not living with his kids, all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And I think that is deep. I think that is deeper than that. Go ahead, Pastor Rob.
I gotta raise my hand on that one, right? So when it comes to just anything period in a marriage, right? Or a relationship, communication is the key. I'm just gonna be honest. If I'm sorry, I'm one of the ones that's gonna keep it real. I'm sorry, right? If he ain't hitting it right, let him know what you like. Let him know what you like. You see what I'm saying? Because possibility, you may be the second or the first person he ever been with, and he think he getting it down, he knocking it down, but he really ain't, right? To your standard, right? So you need to let him know what you like, right? Let me tell you something. You can't teach a new dog. You can't teach a dog a new trick. Just gotta train them, right? Train a person to what you like, and that's vice versa. JD, like I told my wife, this is what I like in bed, right? This is what I like, right? I need you to do this. You may not have done it before, but this is what I like. This is what's gonna keep me at home.
That's
You see
right.
what I'm saying? And if you want me at home, this is what I need you to do. Don't, when you hide that stuff and don't say nothing, guess what? You're going to have the problems that you are having. Train that Negro, train that woman. What you like, it is what it is. They may not, if they love you like they say they do, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do whatever it takes to make you happy and keep you at home.
I hear you. I hear you, Alabama church girl. I see you paying up.
So I Pastor Rob said something that's very important, to being able to train. But even when you brought up the subject, the first thing that I thought about is intimacy. It goes so much further than the physicality. And if you can't start there with being intimate and stimulating each other, where you can get an arousal and can I go here, get an ejaculation, excuse me, ejaculation, even without touching each other. If you can't go there, right, then you already kind of on the wrong road. Right. And then exactly. And if that person, once you are physical with each other, if they are not teachable, if they won't listen to you, and they're not paying attention to, you got to pay attention to everything. Not just what I verbalize to you, but pay attention to how my body responds to you. If you're not paying attention, then you're not teachable. And no, it's not going to work. Now, regarding the lady that was married 10 years and just said, I just can't do it. I will say this, although I'm not an advocate for breaking up families, I will say I commend her for going ahead and getting a divorce and just sticking around and cheating on the man. And
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna try to anyway.
But at the same time, how much did she exhaust? We don't know, how long she's been trying to teach him and tell him. And that's something that goes back to a lot of the conversations we've had about, your partner being so pig-headed that they think they know what's right. And you steadily trying to tell them, no, Negro, this is not what's right for me. If you can't get them to listen, it's going to cause problems down the line.
Yes. And the key is, JD, is Negroes like to use this line, but you really got to use it in perspective, right? Negroes just like to say, let me make love to your mind before I make love to your body, right? Nigga, really do it, because when you make love to a woman's mind, before you even get to her physically, she's already at her peak. She's already there. Because
then the physicality is easy.
And because you got to understand, sex is 80%, maybe 90% mental, and the rest of it is physical.
Right.
I hear you. Antoinette.
That's being equally yoked, because you know your significant other or spouse.
Like we said before, if you can't get me on that cerebral elevation, then we not there. We're not there. And then it's all a part of being creative too. Okay, if this little missionary ho hum twiddle dee twiddle dum come in quick it right quick, even you got to be creative with the quickies too. I mean, something, take them to the store. All these toys that you got, you better get you a swing or go on the playground. Hell, with all the rain and everything, bring y'all behinds outside. Bring it outside. Go to the fence right there. I mean, there's so many things you can do to spice it up. You got to be creative, but you also got to be willing. And if your person is not willing to do that, then they ain't for you. You got to find somebody that is equally yoked and creative. Yeah, you got to keep it going. And like we said, if you're attracted by the time you walk by, or when you walk in a building and I don't smell you, then there's a problem. There is a problem.
Men, get you some smell good.
Ain't
Wait,
lying.
Oh, please
wait, wait,
do.
wait. And
I
I'm
wear
gonna say
different every
this:
day.
when the energy is right,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the room feels it.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Like
Lord. Yes, they do.
they can't; those two partners cannot come around each other without everybody knowing. Oh, she belong to him, or
We make them sick, boy.
he
You could
belong to
just
her.
make them sick.
Yes, yes, because it's like you drawn. I remember my mom's best friend said that man loves your body. And I was like, I know. She was like, no, you don't understand. Me and my husband sat there and watched him. Every time you came around, his hand went right to your booty. I was like, yes, 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 yes. And I'm gonna keep it for him too. but that's how it should be. People in the room. You don't even have to be all up on top of each other. You know,
But
I
just
can't I can't stand that jealousy mindset that I gotta be right here beside what you looking at my man for. Girl, please. I don't even have to be in the room. I don't even have to be on the grounds. I
That part.
understand. I understand the connection. You know what I mean? When the energy is right, it don't take all that.
Thank you.
Okay, I hear you. And listen, y'all, you know, being equally yoked is so important. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that Pastor Rob said it earlier, don't settle or whatever. But, at the same time, I think we need to also look at that word settling, because two average people getting together is not settling to me. You know what I'm saying? But, we have to get to a point to where, you know, you can deal with somebody's flaws the same way you can deal with the good stuff, and y'all have to be able to kind of balance each other out, right? So clearly, these examples that we saw, right? Will and Jada, equally yoked, maybe not so much. Megan and Divine, she went from Reverend Divine Franklin to battle rapper disaster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's two extremes. She didn't go from pastor to mayor. You know what I'm saying? She went from pastor to battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different venue. You know what I'm saying? But the other example that I was thinking about earlier was Sierra and Russell Wilson, right? At first she was with Future, now she's with Russell. Her and Future not equally yoked. She got with somebody that was more, what she was looking for. But y'all, we are far past our time. I think that later on down in the future, we will definitely have to do a part two to this, because there's so much more we can dive into on topics like this. But let me go around the panel one more time. Pastor Rob, do you have anything, any last thoughts you want to say to the people?
Man, I don't have any last thoughts, man. This was great. Once again, I just thank God for you guys having me 2 weeks in a row. It was a pleasure. And I'm just excited what God is doing with each and every last one of you guys' lives, because this is something that people need to hear. Just keeping it real, real life situations. Because I promise you, this is helping me. Just since I've been listening to you guys for the past couple of weeks, it's helping me in my personal life, spiritual life, being a husband as well as being a father and a pastor. So thank you guys for having me.
God bless you, Pastor Rob. Thank you so much for those kind words, man. And you definitely will be back. You can come back anytime, man. Antoinette?
As always, it's a pleasure. I love it. I love where we're going, what we transform into. Like, this is great. Like Pastor Rob said, this part of my therapy too. So, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. Black love, black love, black love.
Right, right. Absolutely. Alabama Church Girl is on you.
I will say I enjoy this energy. You've been saying for a while, JD, I need to get me some more guys on here to give me some help. But y'all help me out, guys.
Yep.
Get up in here. I will say I have enjoyed Pastor Rob. I have enjoyed the energy amongst all of us together. So thank you for coming up and being with us. I also want to say, doggone it, where your church at? I'm coming to visit.
Look, I'm in Montgomery.
You need to drop that information where the church at. You need to drop your social media handles. We need to know the Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff, because I, as the Alabama church girl, I talk about the taboo topics of the church. I talk about the practical applications of the word that will change the church and let it evolve into what God really intended for it to be. And I hear some of the same things that I talk about in what you're displaying right here with us on Tuesday nights. So I would love to come to your church. Please share that information.
Go ahead, Pastor Rob.
Give them all of my information, man. Cell phone number, Facebook stuff.
I absolutely will.
He just hooked me up with the Instagram. I don't really do Instagram like that, you know. But yeah, give them my information. Listen, my church, if you know anything about Montgomery, if you know what a governor's mansion is, y'all know my church is literally a block down. I can walk out in front of my church and look to the left. There's the governor's mansion. I'm basically 2 streets over from Alabama State, 981 South Perry Street, Montgomery, Alabama 36104. JD, he'll be preaching real soon. He just don't know when, but he'll be preaching for me very soon. Cause me and him will be together. When we'll be next week? We got next.
We got the next, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be in Tupelo, Mississippi. So, but look, I think
Tupelo. Yeah. Y'all got family out there? Look, I'm being look, we by time, but y'all got family out there? Because you know that's where all the black folks
we doing the Lord's work.
We're doing the Lord's work that day, right? Yeah. I'll be down there. I'm actually driving in Wednesday instead of Thursday, so I'll be in the day before. Okay. Where you at, Antoinette?
In Georgia.
Georgia. My oldest daughter in Georgia.
It ain't nothing to claim.
Where you at, Alabama church girl?
I'm in Montgomery.
Yeah, come on through. Come on. You too, Georgia girl. Come on through.
Y'all only 3 hours away, so yeah.
You already know.
Georgia all the time.
That's what's up. Y'all already know. But y'all, I have enjoyed it again tonight. And we will be back next week at the same time, y'all. And we'll have some more excellent content for y'all. Please don't forget to like the video on your way out. Don't forget to share this live stream and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. For everybody on the panel, it's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. Until next time, YouTube, peace. We out.